Okay, what's up everybody? And welcome back to Keeping It Simply Solar. Today we're going to be hooking up my 48 volt inverter and using it to power my entire house. A lot of people wanted to know how it was that I wired it so that it could power my house, because I guess I showed them everything else and they didn't see what they wanted to see, which here is where the magic happens. I'm going to show you how it goes from here to there to there and get everything connected so that you won't be afraid and you'll know what you're doing and you'll know the simple way to do it. So, of course, safety first. And we're going to start here. I'm going to start showing you what it was that I did to run the wires from here to here to here, which is where all the magic happens. So stay tuned. All right, so with everything disconnected, the first thing we need to do is to get these batteries back under some kind of control. So we're going to start with that. We got 12 batteries and we're going to wire these in 48 volt configuration, which means that we're going to take 4 batteries for each set and wire them so that they go from 12 volt to 24 volt to 36 volt to 48 volt, giving us 48 volts on each battery set, which will give us 3 battery sets with 12 batteries. So let's go ahead and get that started. Okay, so we're going to start with our biggest batteries first. Okay, so there's our configuration. Now let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start here. We're going to connect these 2 batteries together. Okay, we're going to do this all the way around. We're going to connect these 2 batteries together. And lastly, we're going to connect these 2 batteries together. Okay. And now we're going to tighten everything down. Screwdriver pretty much snugs it, but I'm one of those people who has to know that it's absolutely tight. So I usually use a wrench and just to snug them. They're already tight, so it's so snug they're gonna go, but that just makes me feel a lot better. Okay, so now what we have to do is get our wires out. Okay. So positive going. A negative going. Do not let these 2 touch, because you'll get a spark out of this world. And your wires will probably definitely try and weld themselves together. I've seen it happen more than once. So be careful with this part and don't let them touch. Okay, tier 1 complete. Now we're going to move on to tier 2. Let's get some wooden blocks here. these will make sure that the wood is elevated enough so that we don't have to worry about the platform. Nice. Okay, now for our second set of batteries. Okay, and we're going to connect these together in series as well. Okay, I'm going to start with this one. Now this one. And lastly, this one. And let's go ahead and snug these down. Nice. Okay. Okay, now with our second tier complete, let's go ahead and move up and start with our third tier. Again, I look reckless, but you cannot let any of these wires touch. I've been doing it for so long that there's a sense of recklessness to me, but it's actually caution, just made out to look like recklessness. Okay. Let's tighten them down. And now let's mount our third tier. Perfect. Okay, let's get them connected in 48-volt series. I'm going to connect this battery to the second battery, just like we did in the other tiers. We're going to connect this battery to this battery, So we connected battery number 1 to battery number 2. Now we're connecting battery number 2 to battery number 3. Okay. Now that battery 3 is connected, we need to connect battery 4, but we're going to connect battery 4 back to battery 1 because these need to be open because this is where our power comes out from. And just like that, our batteries are done, and time to connect all 3 tiers together. And tighten it down. And just like that, we have 15 kilowatts of battery power. Okay, with our battery fully wired up and tightened, and now that we have 15.3 kilowatts of battery, it's time to connect our battery to our bus bar. And so let's go ahead and get that started. We're going to start with our negative. Let's get that going. And then on to our positive. Okay, so now our battery is fully wired and ready to go. And we're going to connect this now to our bus bar. So now with our battery fully connected, the only thing we have to do is get the rest of our system going. And the rest of the magic takes place up here. So let's get started with that. Okay, let's start with our fuses. So this is an AC fuse, and you can tell it's an AC fuse because of the way that it's written here. And here, let me see if I can get it close enough where you can read it. It shows you the schematic for it. So you know it's an AC fuse. This is a DC fuse, which is not the same, and this is the schematic for a DC fuse. And as you can see, it's DC because it also says DC right on it. And then you have here where it says AC 230 to 400 volts. So yeah, 600 amps. All right, so the AC is going to go on the AC side, and the DC is going to go on the DC side. Here's our AC. Nice. And let's go with our DC. Nice. Okay. And let's wire it up. Let's start with our main hot leg. Okay. So our AC side is connected. Let's go with our DC side now. This is a really thick and solid copper cable that I'm using. So it's one solid piece of cable. Works kind of like a bus bar. You definitely want to use a thick enough wire when you're doing this. Okay. Nice and snug. Let's get this into place. Okay. Now that's connected. So far we got our AC output. We also have our DC input from solar. And now we're going to put in our DC output and input from the battery. So we're going to connect the battery now. And we'll be pretty much good to go. So let's start there. Let's get our battery connected. We're going to start with our positive wire. Okay, our positive is on and snug. Let's do the same for our negative. Our negative is also plugged into the inverter. And now it's a matter of putting our AC out from the inverter to our house, but we're going to use a transformer so that we can go from single phase to split phase. And this is where our perfect little transformer comes into play at. Okay, let's build a platform for it. And we should be great. Nice and sturdy. Okay. So with our transformer, as you can see with our outputs, you have a selection where you can put 110 volts in. Let me zoom in so you guys can see that. Okay, here you can put in 110 volts, or you can put in 220 volts. Here, it'll put out 110 volts or 220 volts. So right now we have the 110 volts in, and this is connected to our plug so that when we have just regular inverters, we can plug our plug right into it and it will power the entire house just by plugging this into an inverter. But this is not what we're going to be using right now. Right now we're going to be using these, which are the thick copper cables that we need. And they've got the conductivity that we need too. So we're going to go ahead and get that started. Our inverter, or our inverter to our transformer, whichever way you like it. And to have this cut off is a major thing to have. You really want this working on your side. Okay, now for the other one. Okay, so she's connected. The inverter is now connected to the transformer, and it is also connected to the battery. So now we just have to connect the transformer to our panel, and we have to connect our solar panels to the inverter, and we will be done. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Okay. Let's make it nice and snug. Okay, she's snug. Let's go with our negative. Okay. Whoa, forgot about that. Yeah, sometimes you get a little bit of a spark when you're first connecting an inverter. That startled me a little bit. I don't know how I forgot about that, but I definitely did. And it gave me a nice little startle right there. Okay. So now our inverter has power going out, and it has power coming in from the batteries. We just need to connect our solar panels, and our inverter is done. Okay. So our positive. Okay. Now our negative. Okay, nice and snug. Give it a tug on it. And let's connect some solar panels. Let's see what we got. These are the 2500 watts of solar coming in from outside. Flip the switch. Oh guys, we got solar power. Oh yeah, you hear that wonderful beep? That means we got power coming in. Right now we got 285 volts coming in, and she's at 53.5, which is beautiful. And she is charging. Let's see how fast and how much. So right now we got 714, 862, 1010, 1160, 1302, 1452, 1550, 1561. Oh yeah, she's charging. And this is at 28 amps too, so looks like she's topping out around 1560, and she'll probably just start going down from there. But yeah, the only thing left to do now is to be able to put out some power. And hold on, let's make sure. We got nothing going out from the transformer yet, but we do have power going in. So let's make sure that that works. Okay, so now let's get our transformer connected to the grid, or at least connected to our box here, our breaker box, which is going to start here, and we are good to go. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Okay, so with it all connected, we should be able to power everything on now, and it just be one flawless system. So let's see what we got. We're gonna turn off. Let's close our garage door. That way you can see that it's dark in here. Let's close that window. And so that is our light running right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna power everything up. Start with the inverter. Okay, so she's getting power from solar. Let's turn the inverter on itself. Okay. So she's on. And we're gonna get some power out from the inverter now. Transformer's now on. And it's going from the transformer through this wire out to our box and then into the house. So what we get to do now is we get to turn off the power, the main power to the house. Hey. And we get to now flip our switches and turn on our inverter to the house. Hey, and the house is now running 100% off the inverter. Let's zoom in and check it out, see what we got going on over here. Okay, so the inverter right now is using about 900 watts. And the battery's at 53.4 volts. We got about 240 volts on our solar panels, which is probably closer to 300, but that means it's using a lot right now. And we are completely completed, and we are off-grid. This is what off-grid living even means. It means this entire thing that you just watched me do. It's just off-grid completely. So now the house is just being powered only by batteries, which you guys saw me connect these 3 tiers of batteries. This transformer and this inverter. At this point, I would have to say I am my own electric company. If you missed anything in the video, please feel free to go rewind it. Please like, share, subscribe. I could use all the subscribers that I could get. No matter how many videos I'm making, I'm just not getting that subscriber threshold. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. I'm just trying to keep it simple. So again, thank you for joining us here at Keeping It Simply Solar. And I'll see you on the next video. Nice. Bye, guys.